Hi, I'm Kelly Tracey with Nucleus Automation Partners, and this is
Mike Mueller, founder and president of Nucleus Automation Partners.
And I'm Todd Mullis. I am applications manager at IMCS.
My name is Andrew Lee. So Kelly, wonderful having you here.
we love coming here every year. It's definitely a tight automation community. I mean, we get to see so many people that we've worked with in the past, customers, partners, and love seeing the new products coming out from all the vendors as well.
I was very impressed with Nucleus Automation. The knowledge that you two have on the liquid handlers, that's part of our automation journey, right?
Yeah.
You go with sort of the initial beginnings of automation, and then you move on to do higher throughputs and more streamlined. I mean,
Right.
The ideal is that you can kind of walk up and turnkey workflow, but behind the scenes is so much effort into it, right?
There's a lot more of it is involved.
And I think this is something that both of you can attest to, is that starting with the IMCStips, yes, we have a consumable product for protein purification, peptide purification, like a specific workflow. But even within that, Kelly, you work with us on a couple of different applications. And how did that, like, what's your thinking process? What's your mindset as you go into that?
Have to think about like a little bit more outside of the box, especially with these tips, right? Because they're not the vendor consumables, the software isn't necessarily built to handle them the way that you guys want them to be handled. So, that's ultimately what started our journey with you guys. Is you needed to use these tips on a liquid handling platform in a way that the software wasn't really designed to do that. So you have to think of how can you bring in firmware commands to do something different and unique with something that really the vendors don't want you doing, right? So you have to get creative.
And for us, we know the chemistry. We have experience with developing it on different sample types, taking that knowledge and then implementing it on a new system or on a particular workflow that we may not have vast experience with. We can still take our knowledge and then pivot it so that it fits within the customer need.
And I think it's important to have that chemistry knowledge when you're putting anything on automation, right? There's always nuance to this.
Yeah.
It's not just black and white off the protocol paper. There's more to it, and that knowledge really helps bring the whole thing together.
Yeah. And a few months ago, I feel like our partnership was highlighted by our work that we did in Seattle, where we had the resin chemistry knowledge, we knew what workflow we wanted to do, and importantly, we had a customer that wanted to, implement that, and we took kind of that base script and then worked with you guys to implement it in a way that wasn't just pick up tips, do the extraction, but it kind of formed it into a fully automated method that really worked seamlessly. It was very nice that you guys had that expertise to be able to take a rudimentary method and make it nice for the customer.
Well, and the other thing is I think it came together really quickly. We got the workflow put together, prepared ahead of time, brought it on site, adapted it to the customer's specific system, and then ran the process, got really good data right out the gate.
But you've got a decade of experience in there. There's no replacement for that.
Right.
It's just the experience and the knowledge behind it. I mean, at first, nobody said it could be done, but Mike made it happen.